Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach and welcome to my press conference, and the BYES are done, so that's great. Hopefully you got through them reasonably well. I know for many, last weekend or the week before just gone by would have been really testing for most, but look, hopefully, I think if you went up in the rankings, that's pretty positive. Obviously it's all relative as to where you were placed beforehand, but I think if you can survive those, you've done pretty well. And look, I'm pleased with where I'm at. Overall, it was a rise in the rankings from where I started before the BYES. This week I slightly fell, as you can see, 1928, which I sort of anticipated. Like, I knew I'd do well last week just because everyone else was suffering, but an effect of that is that you're not going to have quite as many players as others. And while I had 19, I think quite a few would have had 20 or 21 this week, maybe 22. So that just leaves a bit more margin for those people. But to be just outside the top 2,000 at this point in time is really, really good. So I'm really happy with that. In regards to how the actual team went, you can take a look at it there. Just put this man back, would you? For God's sake. It's doing my absolute head in. You know, he's a shit forward. I just don't know what Clarko's looking at. I mean, you brought Roughhead in. Unbelievable. You've got an all-Australian defender, basically, and you're playing him forward, and he's not even a good forward. I know he's played there in the past, but he looks like a bloke who's just being like, Clarko, please put me back. I'm hating it up here. Giving away frees. Oh, just put him back, for God's sake. Bloody sick of it. But, anyway, Dersman was strong again. Yeah, obviously Neil was a bit down, Fife slightly down, but McRae in top form once again. The Ruckman, outstanding. I nearly VC'd Dangerfield into Grundy. It wouldn't have mattered in the end because Danger's 141, you take any day of the week, but gee, Grundy 174 would have been nice. Tim Kelly had a tough night, but he'll bounce back. Heaney was good, and Daniel Boak really good. Parker was pretty solid, so I'll move these blokes back onto the field and you can sort of get a vibe of how it's all looking in the overall picture. Probably go Setterfield over Parker, I think. So yeah, basically I need to fill one spot in the back line, one spot in the midfield, which will happen this week. Gibbons will make way for Sloan. So be really pleased to do that and complete that midfield. And what else have we got? Obviously the one position, the forward line, which I'm just umming and ahhing. I really had Mundy set for that spot, but his last 3 weeks have been really poor. Walters is obviously a consideration. Billings and Dunkley is clearly the one. I mean, Dunkley is the man you want in there. It's just a matter of if I can afford him. So by the time I go down from Parker to perhaps, we'll see who's playing, but someone, and I go to Gibbons to Sloan, I'll basically be, maybe 10K in the positive. So more or less back to square one. So to get Dersma to Hearn, which is what I think I'll do, and Setterfield to whoever, put it this way, I think Dersma will be around 380. I think that's fair to say. And Hearn will be around, I reckon, 550. 570 now, is it? Yeah. And his break-even is still at 160. So I think it's fair to say that I'll need about, probably 170K to do that. And the trade down that I'll be doing will be O'Brien, who he could be, let's call him 520. So if I trade down from him to just a rookie, he could probably give me 420K in the bank. Therefore, if I use 170 of that to go to Hearn, that leaves me with about 250 to do whatever I like with Setterfield to whoever. So let's hope that Setterfield can can be about 270. Because he's had some solid 60s. He should be able to get up to about 285, really. So break even of 28. So let's call him 280 for argument's sake. Hopefully he gets a bit extra, but you just never know. That would put me at, what's that, 335.30. So Dunkley's a long, long way beyond that. I can just look him up here. Robbie Gray's got to be another guy that you think about too. He passed it. I don't have the same faith in Billings, but Dunkley's beyond 600, isn't he? So that's going to take some catching. And then look, Robbie Gray, I'm probably missing the boat. I was on to him at about 400k, but I really had my heart set on Mundy, who's really plummeting at the minute. I mean, he might be able to find some form anyway, but at the minute the numbers just aren't filling you with any sort of great deal of hope. But I'll see how we go. That's a bit of an idea of how I'm tracking. But look, we'll see exactly what I do. At this point, it's pretty simple for this week. Sloan will come in. Otherwise, and I think Hearn's a lock. It's probably just that forward spot, just getting that right. So we'll see how we go. But look, thanks for tuning in. I hope you had a good weekend, and I'll be back soon. Cheers.